everybody, and welcome to Formula's F1 2020 FF League. Or, hold on, let me get the correct tell. Formula's F1, the FF League. I got it right the first time. But welcome, everybody, to our first week. It is, of course, Austria and Bahrain to kick us off. Unfortunately, my co-caster had to restart his PC, hasn't sent me his link yet. But hopefully I will get you quickly introed into that. I am, of course, James Quick, and joining me, hopefully, very, very soon, will be Chris the Average. And we have some excellent stuff going for you guys as we are going to be heading into our first race pretty soon, as we do have the... finally, Chris has sent me the link, yay! Chris, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good, because we're live. As I quickly set up your webcam.
God, scared me, man.
You set the push one, not the view. Hold up. No. That should
be good?
There we go. There you are.
Alright.
Hooray! We're here.
We're here.
Yep. Finally here. Hope everybody had a good Easter. I mean, we had a great preseason week 1, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a pretty decent preseason. Fair few nice races and fair few interesting ones as well. But yeah, apart from technical issues, let's get this season finally underway, eh?
Yeah, as hopefully you should have it in as spectators are starting to ready up. So our first track is Austria. Chris, your experiences with the Spielberg ring?
High speed should be fairly interesting going into the first few corners. I'm probably going to be expecting a safety car at the very least, as I just wonder why my game now looks like it's running on a 780. But yeah, it should be a good race. It should be an interesting race. The qualifying should be a massive guide to see who will be up towards the front. I'm expecting the likes of Baz, Kenny Salmon, Dover, etc. to push towards the front. So high as well. So
yeah, well, we don't have Kenny with us this week as he has got other commitments. So we'll be replaced by who was he with? Azza Badaza. But yeah, now we fully can kick it off, and this is what we're waiting for going into our first qualifying session.
Yeah. And plus a full 22 car grid as well, so... 20 car grid, so... Obviously 22 when you include us in the spectator slots, but... Yeah, this is going to be good to see here. Everyone now just selecting their tyres for qualifying and the race, and looks like everyone has made their minds up here, so... We'll head on to the track, and... well, we'll see the first few cars come through as qualifying begins here at Spielberg on a pretty cloudy afternoon.
Yeah. So, you weren't here for our practice session yesterday. Oh. So, practice session...
What happened in that practice session?
So pretty much just a 30-minute practice session. Weren't going to do the race or anything. First 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, dry, and those then goes completely wet as we have, it looks like our first car's heading out.
Looks like an AlphaTauri.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, it is CJ Winslow as our first car out, followed by one of the Williams, Tico. As you have both the Red Bulls coming out now, as well as one of the Mercedes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just fixing up my game. Yeah. So, just give me 2 seconds, I should be good.
It's alright. It is just the outlaps now. We slowly have drivers filing out. So, should be expecting times of 1:05 maybe for our quickest laps here. Oh wow! CJ took the wide turn, immediately spun out. Oof. on his
Yeah,
outlap.
Yeah, it's a bit of a yikes if I do say so myself, but hey, that's interesting there from CJ.
Yeah, well, at least he didn't cook himself there. And we'll be able to start off his flying lap now, closely followed by a lot of people, so probably not the best time for people to go out into traffic now, as CJ will start off our first lap here. Quickly goes in, sets a 16.2 for the first sector. Oh, slightly goes wide at the hairpin there of turn 3. We'll have to see how everybody else is doing. Tico looks to be following closely behind CJ. There is a Renault of Gex out in front. May cause a bit of traffic issues here, but hopefully shouldn't be seeing too much as CJ going through that second sector. Going into the third, going into the two right-handers. See how quickly he can press the time there. So far, everybody keeping nice, clean laps as we go through straight into straights, and we'll have our first times. A 1:05.4 from Tico, and he's going to take permanently pole position, but no, Baz Inc. or Josh will take a 1:05.3.
Yeah, good stuff here from one of the RLO drivers who competed in the 24 Hours of Daytona and 12 Hours of Bathurst. He gets the early provisional pole, but I'll tell you what, Tico putting in a blinder of a lap as well, but yeah, 1:05 and fraction under a half. Pretty good stuff as he starts towards the side. Does the right thing to let the faster cars through here, as just looking to see who might be on a fast lap at the moment.
Dino is on one.
Yep,
Finn is still in the garage. Nothing but tilt going for us. We do have a yellow in sector 3, but looks like to be all resumed there.
Let's see what Dino's doing here. Puts it at 45.9. That should put him in a pretty good spot to get close to the top here, but needs to get this final sector done.
Oh, we have a spin.
In front of him. Yeah, that's a bit of a spin there on the front straight. Out of the way, though, for that Mercedes, so it shouldn't be an issue here, although one of the Ferraris got to load up. Fair touch here as Edina comes through. Is only good enough for 5th place here. Nothing but tilt as well. 107. He's currently at the bottom, but yeah, a bit of drama there on the second straight.
Oh, looks like we've had Gex spin out the hairpin on his flying lap as well, so that'll hurt his time massively, but seems to be no damage. Just miscalculating the hairpin there.
Yeah, that corner as well. Very, very susceptible. You can easily spin it out if you line up the tires a tad too early. So, especially for the newer drivers who maybe haven't had as much practice here at Spielberg, it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle corner 3 and our few little sprint races we had before qualifying. It did seem like most of the cars got through well here, but especially when you take a very deep line into the curb, you have to be careful of not lining up the tires here, as the second of the Mercedes, Andy Roots, comes through to finish off his lap. Look, let's see how he goes. He is bottom as well, 129. So yeah, he did win out. So at least he gets a lap time out.
Yeah, just have High actually taking permanently pole now with a 1:05.1.
And Naismith as well, just stuffing up his lap there.
Ooh.
Going into the grass on the second straight here. Another slow moment there for Ferrari. I think that was Dover on his in lap. So doesn't cause too much. Someone has just gone red, so they've pulled off a track limits violation, so that time won't count. I think that might be Timmy, actually.
No, Timmy's all good on his lap. Let's do have another. Looks like one of the Alpha Tauris is out. Maybe an Aspire as well on a flying lap. Just not braking quick enough and going off at that turn 4.
Yeah. Very lucky to make it as well. That's his second spin for his lap here, so he'll more than likely head into the pits here as Timmy...
Oh,
actually,
Guru spun off again.
Oh yeah, another spin off there for that Mercedes as... Let's just focus in on Timmy here. He has shown a little bit of pace every now and again, but especially in the sprint races, he has been spinning it and putting himself in a lot of strife, especially on the first corner as he makes his way into the final sector here, into the final 2 corners. Needs to make sure he doesn't go too wide past here, keeps it nice and tight. He just did a curb as he makes it to the final corner. He goes very wide there, doesn't get the entrance of the breaches going, and he'll actually run into 7th place here, so nice speed there, Timmy.
Yeah, as we do have some people now going for their first outlaps with Catalog and Azabadaza as well. Both of McLaren still yet to put up a time as Catalog and Azabadaza are on their outlaps here. Finn still, so we still have Flying Finn, Midnight, and Baz still yet to come out of the pits.
And Catalog just slowing up there for, I believe that was Gex on his flyer, as he's actually just gone straight into the pits here, so Catalog didn't really need to slow down, but yeah, that's unfortunate for Gex. Would have got a pretty good time there if he wanted to continue on. So he comes back into the pit. Catalog begins his fastest lap, or his flying lap at least. The other Renault coming in as well, so those on a flyer at the moment who haven't posted lap times, being Catalog and Azabadaza. He's forced it into the wall at the second corner.
That was Finn.
Without a lap time.
Yeah, Flying Finn with going out without lap time, probably doing what I did yesterday and warming up the tires and not accounting for the lack of grip in the tires and just smashing it into the barriers there. As Catalog is going to be finishing off that sector with 45.2. As we have another spin out by one of the AlphaTauris.
Looks like that's CJ. Just thinks his hold to the side now. Lets his teammate Faru has 2 fast cars as well coming up behind him here, but he's
Catalog actually going and will take pole position of 104.7.
God, I was not expecting that. Catalog onto an absolute blazer of a lap here. His problem is, so he does have a fair few internet issues. It has caused fair few incidents before in pre-season racing, so interesting to see how that happens, especially when he's in the midfield. But given the pace he's just shown there, looks like he's going to be at the front of the pack, so that might not be as much of an issue.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be. As we will go into that hopefully pretty soon. By another Sector 1 yellow flag, another AlphaTauri spinning.
Yeah, and I think that will be a Nespa trying to recover again here. He does have a 1:05.7 to his name, but honestly, it's not going to be strong enough as there is another car off in front of him. I actually think he might have just breached track limits there while on his lap, and he's just going to stop and let the cars behind him get a free run down the 3rd straight.
Oh, we do have Catalog posting an even quicker time of 1:04.6 here.
Just wonder if he has enough fuel to make it back to the pits now, unless he's just looking to try and just put in as many fast times as he can. But the problem with that is, though, he's now had 2 flies on 1 set of tyres. So if that's his qualifying time, he needs to use those tyres at the start. And, well, it's going to be on degraded rubber compared to everyone else. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, as Naspar once again heads into the dirt. So, yeah, he's definitely not enjoying his time here. Baz, the last car as well, not to put in a lap. He is finally out of the pits, and he's making his way... Well, I think he should be out of his pits right now. No, he's not. He's still in there, actually. Sorry, but... Yeah, he's the only one still yet to post a time who's still live in the session.
Yeah, so have a quick look at the times as we head just past 7 minutes. Just over 7 minutes left. So we have Catalog in pole position. Heyduno in second. High third. Basic and Formal in 4th and 5th. Sokolsky in 6th. Tico in 7th. a French slash Uniboy in 8th, Rhaegar in 9th, Timmy in 10th, Naspire in 11th, Dover, CJ Winslow, as Gex actually takes that 11th spot. CJ Winslow, nothing but tilt, Azza Badazza, Andy Root, and Midnight Cast, and Flying Finn, unfortunately, having crashed and having to retire from the session. We're still waiting for Baz to come out of those pits.
Yeah, Scotia's now onto a flying lap here. He's going to be at the 30-second marker as Naspire retires. Let's see how Scotia's goes here. He did win one of the good races earlier on. In fact, both him and Gex had pretty good times in those warm-up races, both making top 4 fairly consistently. So let's see how they go here as he enters Sector 3, has a 45.2, actually under a 10th there, so might lead into a pretty good lap here for Scotia's as he makes his way into the final 2 corners here. He cugs the curves quickly, doesn't use it on the outside, flicks it in around, but he goes too wide and that lap will be deleted.
Yeah, just fortunately not taking the best line there, so we do have Gex actually coming in for a flying lap now, 105.7, 9.06 of a slower than his previous lap, so won't improve on to 11th. And we still have Baz still in the pit here, just chillaxing, relaxing, and maxing all cool while shooting some b-ball outside the paddock.
Yeah, he does like to take his time, Baz, getting out and qualifying. I mean, obviously you do have 4 sets of softs normally, so yeah, I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't try and get at least a banker lap in half the time, but that's how he wants to do it. That's how he can do it. As High will actually retire from the session here. Looks like he's lost it in that 3rd straight as Dover just making his time through the corners here. He's into the 2nd sector now. Will he get to the yellow flag shortly, but given that it is actually going to turn to green, it won't cause too much of an issue for him there. But yeah, looks like Dover's actually just going to be slowing down here, so aborting his fast lap.
Yeah, probably didn't feel like it was quick enough for him there, as Baz is actually making his way out of the pits now. Finally, we'll have the Australian, the Ranger Weeb, the Ginger Weeb, whatever you want to call him, coming out.
I'm just looking here to see who might be on a fast lap. Midnight has just started one here. One of the Haas's just going through here. I think that is Hey Dinho beginning another fast lap here. But he's immediately seeing red across my track map, so I think he might have already, yeah, it looks like he's cut the corner so much in the final lap. Both the last lap and the next lap will be invalidated, so very unfortunate for him. He's going to have to make a quick 5 pit stop to get out for one last chance. But just looking behind here, a fair few other cars just beginning a few laps here. Looks like one of them will be as of Bazza, the supplemental driver for Kenny Salmon this weekend. Behind him will be a Mercedes and a pink Mercedes, given that this is 2028. Being Timmy, he's saying his fast lap. He did pretty well to get 11th. Let's see if he can go up another spot here.
Well, Baz is starting his fast lap now, so right aboard with him. Actually, yeah, we'll ride aboard with Baz, as I feel like this will be a really fast lap. We'll have to go into some traffic as he heads around the hairpin. We're trying to see how fast he can go. Where can Baz lead?
Just quickly interrupting, Cadillac just posted the fastest 2nd sector here, so he might be looking to break his own lap time.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's making his way around the final corner now, but he's invalidated it, so it doesn't matter. Very unfortunate as we head back to Baz here. It would have actually been
purple 2nd sector.
Yeah, purple 2nd. That's very good here. Cadillac did go about a tenth too slow, but obviously going red doesn't matter as he's been able to avoid the traffic here, Baz, but has that compromised him in any way? We'll find out. He makes it through the last corner, keeps it within the limits. He comes through. Is it the fastest? No! We're only good enough for 3rd at 104.8. And he won't have enough time to pit again, so he has to go for another 5 if he wants to improve.
Yeah, will overtake that Renault there to try and give him some space. There is a Formal actually in front of him, may slow him down just a bit. But we'll have to see as now head on to the second DRS straight.
Yeah, Form's on a fast here, so there shouldn't be too much.
Oh, hey, Dino takes the quickest with the exact same time. May have just been slightly
Equal.
by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
But Kellogg's coming through, and he's at 12. Oh, he's about at 1200s off there. From
And a friend!
Oh,
Both the horses!
The Houses are really dominating here, as it looks like Baz has invalidated his time here, so he's going to drive going to the pit, and basically he's going to hope for his fifth now. Won't have enough time to come back out, so the waiting here has really cost him, and plus he's got another fast lap as well. So as Timmy goes out here, well, he's going to retire at the very least, but yeah, as we now get into the final minute here of what effectively is happy hour now, just looking to see if any cars are currently on a fast lap. Dover is on one now, as the it looks like one of the Hasses are going for another fast lap here. I think that could be a Dinho here. Let's see what he does. Will it be fast enough? No. Won't be able to keep to his teammate, but only 6,000 off his own time. That's very unfortunate, as we just see if any other cars make it through now. As the Bazo finishing off his fire, goes a bit wide but keeps it together, puts the DRS down. He improves his time, but not his position. A Dinho out of the session now as well. He's just going to strive straight into the pit lane here. One of those Mercedes going very slowly might cost Formula lap time. No, Formula able to just get past in time. Let's see if Max can improve as he makes the final corner. He's a bit slower in the third from the second sector. But will this still be enough to beat Baz? No, doesn't improve in his time. And coming through now will be Gex. He doesn't improve as well as the check flag starts to fly. Dover jumps up into a place. A few more cars still on flyers here. One of them being Cadillac, who was provisional pole a bit earlier, but oh gee, those Haas's are unbelievably fast at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, we do have Cadillac going through turn 6 now into the double left-handers. How far will he invalidate his lap? Ooh, taking a bit too much curves there, in my opinion. But he should be in a good enough time. Takes the curves out. Brilliant going through the last two corners. Bit shallow there, bit wide. That shouldn't be enough to build on his fastest time. So both Haas grid lockouts.
Yep, the Haas's, unless, well, there is one fast lap still going on here, but Dover has aborted, it seems. Oh no, Dover's still going fast. He's looking to try and improve. Let's see if he can crack a bit further up here as he sends it through the final few corners. He'll be the last driver to complete. And what time will he get here? I think he might beat the 105. Oh,
yeah, 105.18 brings him up into 8th here.
Yeah, so it improves, but just not enough. So that'll be your grid effectively set here. The Haas's with a front row lockout, and well, I mean, we were expecting him to be fast, but not that fast. God.
Yeah, I mean, what a brilliant race. And hopefully we should be getting a, Fid just, sorry Fid, I didn't see your messages to put you in, but, hopefully we should be getting an interview with our fastest, with our pole setter here. So, Uni Boy.
Yeah, let's see if we can get him into the lobby here, but while we do, look at the standings as quickly as we can. If none might have just disappeared from my screen then, so we will head straight to the grid though, but I don't think we'll, although might be interesting to see if we'll have enough time to
I did ask Formal to not to do that this week, but we'll see.
Quickie.
What? Oh, that doesn't look like we'll have enough time.
That's unfortunate, but just want to point something out here. I feel like Baz just only going for that one flying lap has really put himself in a bit of a hole here. I mean, it's something he did in preseason as well. He only came out really in the final 5 minutes and only gave himself about one chance of qualifying. Like, he has 3 or 4 sets to work with here. I mean, he can go for a he can just go out, at the very least get a banker lap in the first half of the session, and then once the tracks warm up, then go for his true flyer. But yeah, I feel like just going for only that one lap and going for a second fast, which got invalidated as well, I think that's going to really hurt his chances here. And I mean, the Haasers, they played that qualifying to perfection, always found the gap, always knew exactly when to go, and well, they kept it in the track for the most part. So yeah, it's pretty much Haas's race to lose here. But in saying that, the drivers behind, I mean, Dover kept finding interference here, so I feel like he should be driving a little bit better in the race here. I was really impressed by Tico. I thought he did pretty well. I think he's going to get some pretty decent points here. Then obviously you've got the likes of Formal, Bassink, Baz, obviously, and maybe even a High might just prove the difference. Catalog as well, if he can avoid some of the internet issues he's been having, that could really change things up as we enter the final 30 seconds to the start here. Any final thoughts before we get this Austrian GP underway, Quirky?
Well, taking a look at that starting grid, it is going to be a bit of a... I'd say we're going to have some action in that first set of laps there, because we will, knowing our group, we are going to have a lot of bumping. May even see a few disqualifications, as we do have the formation lap underway now.
Yep, formation lap here. Tyres to be warmed up, brakes to be tested, and drivers trying not to crash into each other here, as obviously Andy Rue and Flying Finn, they are both at the back of the grid starting off here, as we'll have one final look at the grid. Will be a Fran taking pole position, Dinho in second, Catalog in third, and Bass logging out the top or the second row. Then it's going to go Baz, Formal, High to Dover, Skoloski to Timmy to round out the top 10, and then Tico, Ragnar, nothing but Till, Gex, and Naspar, who had a pretty bad time in qualifying. As of Baz, substituting in for Kenny Summit, CJ Winslow as well, having 50 spin. It's Midnight really slow in the corners still, and then Flying Finn and Andy Rue not really able to post the time.
But once again, it's going to be all up to those drivers. Who is going to get the best start? Who is going to be going through? Who will be able to take pole position? And who, most importantly, will get the best strategy going?
Yeah, Austria, you can do a two-stopper if there is a safety car here, but more than often you are probably going to see a soft to medium, maybe a soft to hard for some of the cars who went really ham in qualifying and did 2 laps on that set of tyres. So let's see what happens here. A friend and Hayden really stretching out the field here. Won't be ideal for him. That means their tyres and their brakes will quickly cool down, so they will be on cold, somewhat warm tyres here. Excuse me, got a bit of a hiccup there. As I was saying, they'll be on slightly warm, very cold tyres here to kick things off, heading up into the first corner. Well, as he said, Quirky, it's going to be interesting heading in here to that first corner. I'm expecting a lot of dive bombs, a lot of evasive maneuvers, but as the grid completely blinds up here, green flags are about to be waved behind here, and here we go, the red lights turn on. Who's going to win it all here in Austria? As the lights go off, and we are underway here, a little bit slow from the Haasers, but the rest of the field slow as well. That car of Baz had a good start, but is quickly blocked up by Catalog as they make it through into the first corner. The Haasers are through cleanly. Those are cars through cleanly. Oh, there we go. There's a bit of damage there. A bit of front wing flown off, but apart from that, most of the other cars through cleanly here, as here's a move here at the front for that Red Bull. Does he make it past Catalog? No, Catalog able to just hold it off here. Baz unable to get the push through here as there's a bit of an incident in the hairpin, but all cars through safely here. So the Haasers first 2 through. Baz trying to find something on the outside of that's a massive incident there in the backfield, and that could possibly be a safety car.
That is High
taken out.
Yeah, High spinning around that corner, possibly not getting enough grip in those tires. Won't be a safety car. Will just be him spinning out, but amazingly we have Rhaegar actually falling down. I think he was the wing that we saw flying. No, his wing seems to be alright. But yeah, do you have actually Josh? Yeah, I think he must have been the one with the wing damage. As you also have Tico as well going into the pits now. Yeah, and it was the front wing there for Baz. Let's go see what Tico has. I'm pretty sure he has wing damage as well. Yep. So not having the best of clean races for these two. And we had high hopes for Tico and for Josh as well, as my timing chart is all off here.
Yeah, it's had a bit of a moment here. So currently it's a Ferren in the lead, followed by Hadinho, Catalog in third, Formal in fourth. Baz has made his way, well, into fifth place there, as these times will be quickly resetting themselves here. Timmy's had a blinder. He's made his way up into sixth, which is massive for him. Dover into seventh, Nacefair into eighth, CJ Winslow into ninth, Skoloskas finishes off the top 10 here, but those two horses, they're really diving away here as we have a look at our predicted pit stop strategy here. One stopper will be around 15 laps time to get onto the mediums. The two stops, you pit around lap 9 to 10 to kick things off, and then, about lap 12, for your first stop, and then 24 for the second.
Yeah, amazingly, we've had Formal as well going up 2 positions. Is in front of Baz. DRS will be enabled, should be actually, enabled this lap here. So you may see some fighting here from both the Ferrari and Red Bull. See how well Formal can fend off Baz here. It's Baz with the DRS onto the back straight now. Can you go for a dive in going into turn 4 here? Oh, slides up the back, but has to back off there.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit too far back there to go for it, but he tries, he gets close, but that might just compromise his lineup a little bit here as we get through the really technical part of the course here into sector 3 and through those few little corners, making a swing into the final few. He's going to get DRS on the home straight and once again off the first corner, so that's probably when Bass is going to strike here, but in the meantime the Haas is really putting up a nice gap here.
Oh, he do know. He's in striking distance.
Yeah, he is, as Dover gets the overtake on to Timmy in the background here, but Dover goes very wide. He needs to try and keep control, but Timmy, he goes off as well, so Dover keeps the position as Baz looks for a dive bomb here into the third corner, but he's just a tad too far back here, so one last chance to try and get this done before they head into corner number 4 here, but Formal has put up just enough of a gap here. That Baz won't be able to pull off the dive bomb here, so bit of a lock up there for Max, but he's done enough to just hold position as Dover and Timmy still continue to fight behind.
Yeah. So we'll see how well all our drivers do at the moment. No box, but 5-second penalty there for Finn, having a bit of a collision there with nothing but tilt.
And he's missing an end plate here, nothing but tilt, so pit stop for him. Will be guaranteed in not to distant future. Same for Flying Finn as well. Might just go straight to the pits to serve it. But he is actually going to continue on here.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, he continues on.
Yeah,
As we do see another yellow flag, but that's quickly fixed up here. As Baz looks to try and overtake Formal now. Can he do it? He's a bit closer than last time. He might be able to pull off a dive bomb if he wants to, but once again, just giving Max the respect he is expecting here. So Max holds on for now. Using the overtake button as well, Max quite nicely here, just to try and fend off Baz here. Just keeps getting that gap at the end of the corners, and Baz can't do anything about it, even though Max continues to lock up in corner 4.
Yeah. I mean, Baz, he should find his way to strike pretty soon, you feel like, but hopefully we will see much as we do have a safety car! Yes, Regal has binned it. And this will be a blessing in disguise. Actually, we have Hadino going into the pits.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for a 2-stopper here. That's probably the right time to pit, and that will cause a cavalcade of pits as well. Finn and Max and Baz as well diving into the pit lanes here. Let's see if anyone else will take that option. None of the Renaults, none of the AlphaTauris. Meanwhile, the
Timmy,
McLarens might
no.
come through here as, let's see, it's a nice clean pit stop, but this is actually good for Baz because he needs to change up his wing here. Might only lose a position to Max as he's set on his way. A few more cars making pit stops as well. A lot of McLarens taking pit stops here. Mercedes as well, but Baz, he only loses one spot behind Maxi, so that's pretty good. As Dinho, he collides with Timmy, and that's a 5-second penalty here.
Oh.
And there's drama on that hairpin, as Dover gets the penalty as well, along with Timmy.
Oh boy, something about
Safety car violations.
Yeah. Welcome to our league.
Well, getting into the blows, so...
And funny thing is, the safety car just came out as Uniboy was coming around the pits, turn 1, so won't exactly get into that first corner there, but should be enough actually for him to have Catalog behind him, who's actually pitted. Yeah.
He's for a week now. He's just being scrubbed to mediums here, so maybe a bit of an inverse strategy from him here. He won't be able to finish the race with medium tyres, so I feel like he might be looking for softs a bit later on, which actually might be an alright decision here, but that does cost him track position now behind the Alpha Tauris. But the Alpha Tauris have had a blow as well. DJ collide, and Catalog gets a massive bit of luck there, able to overtake them both.
That'll definitely be called luck, as now we have to wait for everybody to catch up. We do have Hidino, Gex, and Flying Finn in the pits as well, so should be seeing hopefully what ties everybody goes for. Seems to be a lot of mediums here. Some people going into softs like Formula 1 Baz. But Hidino has gone for the mediums. Actually, Andy Rue, nothing but Till going for those hards.
Yeah, so Rue and Till probably going to be going to the end of the race with those hards unless they have another collision here. Drivers who haven't had a stop yet, however, a friend over Timmy, Napier, Winslow's, Skolowski, Azabaza, and that's it. Hidino's being forced to have 2 stops actually here, so he's lost a heck of a lot of positions. He's now down to 14. And well, he should be up to about, or you would say, about 6th or 7th here once the cars who get to stop in front of him do. But yeah, he's had a horrid time here behind the safety car, a few collisions, and well, looks like he has taken a 5-second penalty in the pit lane as well. So yeah, not enjoying time here, Hidino. Really not benefiting from the safety car.
Well, we'll have to see, as hopefully we should maybe have the safety car coming in this lap, you would think. But no, actually, most of the field hasn't caught up to the safety car queue just as yet, so we may have just 1 or 2 more laps, as you know, once we get to the hairpin, it is a lot of time to catch up, but once again, you are going slow, and then suddenly the safety car's onto the straights and speeding off. So we pretty much have 2 packs here.
Oh, collision there with the racing points. Timmy and Dove and Catalog getting into blows here, and Catalog, he loses his end play. He actually lost a fair bit of that extreme right side of his wing here, so he hasn't stopped yet. He's going to stop, but given that the field's now bunched up, he's going to be sent straight into the back of the pack.
Oh. That's going to be
Baz. Gex is out! Gex has cracks on the safety car!
Oh, God.
Oh, God, what has happened here? So many cars now just caught in the danger zone here. High gets a penalty for colliding into Gex. Flying Finn as well. Midnight Hour's a penalty to deal with. There's going to be another queue of safety cars coming through, you would have to say, because I would say we probably got a lap 10 now with the safety car, as a few more cars now head into the pit lane. Catalog, the first few to join. Anyone else behind him?
I mean, I would too, so there's going to be another round of safety cars. Now would be the best time to pit, but it looks like Fred and Dover aren't going to be pitting exactly.
Yeah, Dover was, I think he was forced to brake check a little bit there.
Yeah.
Because the cars were driving so closely together, and well, the 2 racing points, they just got caught behind, and well, there was nothing they could do really here. Timmy after flying high in 3rd place. Now drops all the way back to 15. And while Baz, who was keeping up with Formal, he's now been forced to take yet another pit stop here. And he's down to 16 as well. High, really struggling down at last place as well. But again, once again, he's caught out in the safety car. He's a victim of a few brake checks. And, well, he'll probably be having some words to say to the stewards after the races tonight or even tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, actually, we're going to have safety car in this lap.
Yeah, so Baz and Azerbaijan should be able to tack on high. He will be allowed to drive a full pelt to try and catch back up to the field here, but I don't think he'll tack on in time, so very poor luck there for high. As the safety car speeds away here, a friend just stropping off the pack a little bit here, gives him plenty of time to run on. As Dover, anyone else behind him, warms up the tyres. As the safety car makes its way into the pit entry. The friend now has full control here, slows up the field, forcing a few brake checks here. A car dives into the pit lane, and that being, it looks like Cadillac and someone else, as we're back on the green flag conditions here. But there's yellow flags everywhere here, so no overtaking as of yet. Now we go to green. A friend has just jumped all over Dover here. He already has a 1 second gap, and behind, there's a little bit of interesting things happening in that first corner. A lot of bunching up. I think maybe a leg or two of front ring going off as well. But yeah, drama's all over the field here as yellow flag's a bit late to be released.
Yeah, alright. Oh, to see Baz trying to overtake as best as he can, trying to make his way back up onto the field here. Going past the straight, has got a lot of people to contend with, like the 2 Mercedes in front of him. How well is he going to be doing here? Goes onto the inside. I feel like this is going to be Baz trying to get his way, make his way back up the field. We still have a friend, Dover and Aspire, CJ Winslow to stop as well. So effectively, I feel like it's Formal who is going to be leading this GP. As we do have a friend getting a 3-second penalty for track limit violations here.
Something else here for a friend. He's just using his overtake immediately here. He's already down to 48%. Make that down to about 36 as Timmy gets a 3-second penalty as well here. So he's really pulling away on these straights, but he just runs out of ERS as soon as he makes the second sector. Finally turns it off now, but yeah, he just likes to really have it open here.
Yeah, he just wants gas. We do have a yellow flag going to sector. I think it was
CJ.
A spin, yeah, spin by actually Naspire, actually. Not CJ.
Oh.
They, one of the people only left the pit at this moment, having to make his way back to the field. I feel like now is the time he might want to pit.
Yeah.
As he did have the spin, so he won't be losing too much here.
Yes, CJ, he did get a 3-second penalty. That's what caught me off. But yeah, he's a high flying at the moment. He's up to 4th position. But Baz is looking to try and make a move here. He's going on the outside, but CJ blocks it off badly there. And he's driving really erratically here, CJ. Really blocking off Baz as DRS gets fully enabled here. And CJ, you can't be doing that, my friend. Completely slams into Baz, and well, I would probably say that's going to be a positional penalty there for CJ.
Yeah. I feel like that will be a legal overtake as Baz did try to dive in.
And Teak has a beneficiary. He gets the over.
I feel like there's wing damage.
Falling behind here.
Yeah, there was wing damage to Baz, so looks like we may have a judicial...
And he's doing it again! Winslow has been and himself! CJ! He has just destroyed 2 cars' dreams and himself, and now it's going to be yet another safety car here. A godsend for a friend, because he can go to hards now and complete the race on that set of tires.
I mean, we have to...
Let's go for a drive-through penalty!
Oh, I think he may have misjudged the delta there. Oh. Wow, what an interesting last few laps there. Holy crap, yeah, so it is a friend going into the pits. Now what tires is he going to be changing to? It is looking to be the hards here. Yep, and it will be the hards for a friend. Yep. But Formal, he did actually change to those softs around about lap 6 as we take a look at those tires. Yeah, lap 6 or 7. He did change it, so he might go for another stop later.
Has to.
Yeah, has to. As Tova still yet to pit, still on 12 lap old softs here.
Tico on to 10 laps of medium, Snakespear as well, 12 laps of medium, so they've gone very long on their second set of tyres. Nothing but tilt after, well, getting the early pit stop there after a fair bit of damage to his front wing. He's now up to 6th place here, so this has really worked out for him. Just looking at some of the other cars that have benefited from this safety car, Baz now up to 5th place, and he's on a lot fresher soft than everyone in front of him here, but he's caught behind Midnight, so he has to be very careful of that. Midnight into 4th place as well, so...
Yeah, and he's on...
Kickoff to the season here, Quirky.
Yeah, 6 lap old mediums here for Midnight, so he could go a little bit further than, let's say, Dover and Formal in front. Tico on those 10 lap old mediums, because he did have to pit early for that early wing damage. So, looks like we may actually have a bit of a strategy battle here. As I look at Twitch chat, Kenny going absolutely off at CJ, who was asked of him by Kenny, what have you done? And CJ says, oh sorry, we're going off, but just asking CJ, what the hell were you doing? Yeah. CJ answering, he was defending. We will have to go back through the replay of that.
But that's illegal defending though, that's the thing. Like he's not giving, like you're allowed to make one move, but you also can't slam into your opponents. This isn't NASCAR, this is Formula 1 here, so yeah, it's for me that looks like a bit of a open and closed case here, and I would not be surprised if Winslow is actually sent to the back of the grid next race. Because, I mean, we saw it twice actually. We saw it with Baz, who's now in 14th, and Heydinho, who was at the front originally, took a pit stop during the first safety car, and well, now he's out of the race as Winslow just drove him straight into the wall as safety car in this lap.
Yeah, I wonder what the strategy here is for Dover. Like, he's still got a...
He's got a drive through to serve, yeah, and he needs to make a
8
stop.
seconds. 8 seconds as well, he has. Fulmore has a 5-second penalty as well. Tico...
is effectively leader.
Yeah.
As Kellogg has crashed into Naispear here. Naispear not getting any penalties this time around, but we'll be looking to stop soon. To probably on another set of mediums as Dover just controlling the field now. Actually bunches them up quite nicely here as he gets onto the gas, onto the final corner, but Formal is sticking right behind him here. Tico has been gapped a little bit here as we're back on the green flag conditions. Babs is going to try and make his way into the top 3 as quickly as he can here, as he is right on the tail of Midnight. As let's just look at this battle for the moment here. Baz just looking for the opportunity to get the overtake as Kellogg and Bass goes to blows behind in the back of the field. Bass just taking his time though. He knows that some of these new drivers can be very risky to overtake here, but Midnight not the optimal line for him now. Might just allow Bass opportunity to dive bomb if he wants to, but he's just a tad too far back and he's just going to let that car roll.
You also have an interesting battle up the front. Formal, he wants to take that first position there. He has to be careful as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. As I think Timmy took some damage there. He is going quite slow.
Yeah, he's missing a chunk of front wing there. We'll have to probably pit, and well, that's unfortunate for him because he's going on a one-stopper. Well, he was playing a one-stopper, but I think he might have got brake checked a little bit, and well, he really copped it hard. So he comes into the pit lane. Midnight with penalties. It's Baz. Looks like he might be going for the overtake here, but Midnight able to just fend him off, but Baz might be able to get
we'll take it.
We're forced to take a bit of an evasive line, but he's on the better tyres, and he has got his Beaker in front. Midnight cannot respond, but he does have a slightly better line into the turn up to 3. But Baz has got the deal done, and he finally takes 4th position.
Yeah, good work there from Baz. Although he could have stayed back because Midnight does have 8 seconds penalties. We do have another yellow flag. I think as Inspired there may have just spun, yep, once again into that hairpin of turn 3. And Base, I think, yeah, Josh as well, Basic as well. Oh.
Yeah, so this fight in the back of the field really strong. And Formal gets yet another 3-second penalty here. Dover has run out of boost as he will have to pit sooner rather than later here. As a bit of oversteer there. His tires are starting to lock up here. Formal on better tires. Should start to try and catch him up here, but Dover, he's just holding down that overtake button unbelievably hard here. He's already down to 19%. He's probably going to run out by the end of the second quarter here. So for Max, this is going to be ideal, especially heading into the second sector.
Yeah.
But how does he not go over?
That is really weird there. Should mention as well, Tico nipping at their heels as well. He's just waiting for one mistake to pounce as Baz as well in the contention as well. But Dover needs to go for that drive-through penalty pretty soon.
Yeah, he has to serve it after 5 laps of green flag conditions here, so he's not getting enough of a gap here from Formal. He is trying to probably find a gap, I would say, in behind Socialist, really. So if he continues to put on another fly for one more lap, might just be able to slot in behind him, but interesting to see what he does. No, he actually decides to go into the pit lane, so Max now takes the lead on the field, but with all his penalties, it's really Tico now the leader in timing.
Yeah. But actually, Formal and Tico actually need to pit pretty soon, so that means technically Baz will be the
leader, but Baz will have to stop again. He can't survive for another 18 laps on those softs. So yeah, everyone in the top 3 will be needing to stop. The one person who doesn't need to, a friend here. He's on the hards, but obviously that will mean he will be fairly compromised towards the end of the race because he will be pretty much on 55% tires at the end of the race, and those being hards as well, they are going to be hellish trying to control the final few laps.
We'll see what Formal decides to do. He is on that 11 lap soft, so he may actually have to come into the pits pretty soon. We'll have to serve a 5-second penalty upon entering those pits, so Tico will actually get that. But yeah, Baz actually overtaking Tico there. As Baz on the fresher and better tires as well, will be able to take second position.
Yeah, and Baz probably looking to try and swap onto those mediums. Probably within the next few laps here. Ford will have to do so a bit quicker as those softs are going to be starting to look fairly worse wear there. Just in the cameras, those tyres are looking somewhat shoddy. Obviously, he's had 2 safety cars with him here, so those are going to extend the life out just a little bit more as Catalog does go off, along with Dover as well. Has finally had a bit of a moment there after exerting his drive-through, so it seems. And yeah, he's straight to the bottom of the field here as Catalog actually goes fastest.
Yeah, the thing is also with Dover, he's on 18 lap old softs, so he's gonna be having no grips at all. So I'm surprised he hasn't spun in like the hairpin or anything. But see, he may be doing drive until your tires explode race here, it seems like.
Yeah, but at the moment here...
Alright, Formal's going into the pits.
Yeah, Max making his way into the pits here. Probably does go onto the mediums, which will be 20... I mean, should be going to the mediums, but he can probably go onto the hards. That's probably the ideal choices of tyre for him here, as he does surf. But yeah, he's going onto the mediums here, so... Probably would want a safety car just to help those tyres out, because a friend's only on 6 lap older hards, so... Actually, the way his strategy's played out, a friend will probably just have the advantage at the end of the race over Formal, as he drops all the way back behind his teammate Bassnick, who has had absolutely no fun at all this race.
Yeah. The poor curse of the Red Bulls seems to be happening at this moment. We actually have Dover finally pitting, serving that 5-second penalty, and now he'll be in danger of getting overlapped by his teammate here.
Yeah, yeah, but maybe a bit later on here, but Baz does have to stop along with Tico. The only driver who can probably go for the rest of the race will be a friend on those hards, but as soon as we see another safety car, I would bet that he's going to look to try and ditch those for a new set of mediums here, so... Yeah, that's probably something that Baz would be wanting as well, sooner rather than later. His safety car, we did have a bit of a moment there with Naispa spinning it after fourth corner once again. Stover cops get another 3-second penalty there for track violations. And Midnight as well, but yet at the moment, it's probably a friend's race to lose here, but will his tyres be punished at the end of the race? That's my question here, as he's trying to overtake Tico here. He goes wide. Tico hugs the inside line. Tico just on marginally better tyres here. He keeps the nose in front. No, dive bomb there for a friend on the optimal line, and he will take second position away from Tico.
Yeah, but TK hasn't got any penalties, so friend still technically in third here. So not looking good here for our friend, as we have Tico has spun it. Heading into that second left-hander, trying to go into, spins again, trying to realign himself, but should be all right.
18-lap-old mediums for him,
yeah.
So he's moving grip as well now, so probably time for him to head on to the next set of mediums he has available, because yeah, his tyres are not looking too good, as Napier and Catalog both cop 3-second penalties in the meantime.
As Formal does overtake Josh there on the fresh mediums for Formal, as Basing has got those 8-lap-old hard, so he may be able to just go through the rest of the race here with a on those tyres there.
Yeah, Baz, well, I mean, when he did put those hards on, he was in a slightly better position, but then obviously he had those issues with CJ Winslow, so that's why he's so far back, really. He should be in about 5th or even 4th place, really, here, as nothing but total on 16 laps of hards. He can make it through to the end on those tyres, but that's going to be very hard for him to control, especially with the likes of Formal and Baz possibly making a charge through late here.
As Baz going into the pits.
Yep, he's going to be going to mediums. He's probably got the best strategy at the moment for anyone who has pitted in the past few laps here. Obviously, didn't have to pit as early as Formal did for his second set of softs. So he now comes through, should be beating Formal to the line here as he's out. He's actually going to get a pretty decent gap here. We'll end up behind Midnight once again, but a friend, he now has the lead here. High is about 5 seconds behind him, and 3 seconds behind him is nothing but tilt.
So we do have Tico coming in. He will be actually going on to soft here, as he was on that median. So we have the Spire spinning out onto the main straight, and that should be a safety car. It's the VSC.
Oh, that is painful for Baz. If he went for one more lap, he probably gets the benefit of the VSC here and probably finds himself in front of Midnight and Flynn. So very unfortunate time for him. Meanwhile, Formal takes a position over Andy Rue, but Patrick won't be able to do likewise, as VSC stops him in his tracks. But Formal, nice overtake for him there. But interesting to see what happens here. Friend doesn't decide to get the cheap pit stop here. Someone who will be high, and he'll be going onto another set of mediums here, but he only gets about 3 seconds of benefit there, as we're back to green flag racing just like that. Midnight as well coming into the pits to get rid of his tyres, and it looks like they're actually going for softs. 12 laps to go, softs are the call right now.
And it looks like we also have Midnight coming in as well, should possibly be swapping to softs as well. And immediately we have Baz back into 4th place here. We'll be behind Finn on 10-lap-old soft, so Finn may have to go for another pit stop, so Baz will effectively be into 2nd, because we have nothing but Tilt maybe having to go in to swap, but out those 18-lap-old hards. So, effectively, this is pretty much how much of a gap can a friend get in between him and Baz at the moment.
Well, that gap is about 19 seconds at the moment here. Or 18.8 to be exact. So, but Baz has got medium tyres, so he's going to be a lot more consistent with his times than if he went to softs here. So, he's thinking more endgame when Fren is really going to be struggling. But for now, he won't be catching up to him as quickly as he probably would want to be. So, interesting to see what happens in the final few laps here. But yeah, nothing but tilt might just be able to stay on. I mean, the hards do hold out for a fair while here at Austria, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these final few laps of tire deck. For sure.
Yeah, we'll be able to go. I feel like this is going to be an exciting finish to that. The final few laps as we are on board with Baz. Slowly is making up time on a friend here. Going to 18.3. We'll slowly be losing time as nothing but tilt. Did get overtaken by Finn there.
Yeah, and that is actually a pretty good moment for Finn because even though he's on softs now and they are starting to degrade, that means he will have track position over nothing but tilt when they come in for their final few stops. So that's good for Finn. That's just going to give him a chance to get a few more points for his team, especially with Azerbaijan currently languishing over in 14th place, although he did have a stop only a few laps ago, so that's probably why. But yeah, with 10 laps to go, let's have a quick snapshot of what's happening here on the track. Fren leading by 11.5 seconds, overflying Finn. Nothing but tilt recently overtaken by Finn in third place. Baz trying to close up the gap to the podium sitters in fourth. Formal doing the same in fifth, although he's now 22 seconds actually behind a friend. And then behind them is High passing Cadillac, who's had a fair few issues. Andy Rue outperforming himself after starting it in the back row. Skolowski not really moving positions in 10th. And then Tico, Midnight, Timmy, Azerbaijan, and Dover. The final 5 cars on track. Napier, CJ, Adinho, Gex, and Ragnar have not finished.
As we're heading into the twilight of this race, as Fred coming in to complete the 26th lap here at the Red Bull Ring. I feel like we won't see probably too much action until we see, you know, those extra pits going on.
I'll tell you what though, Baz has really caught up to nothing but tilt here. Tilt's tires have hit the cliff, and just like that, Baz, he's closed up the gap to him here. Probably will just be within DRS range. Actually, no, he's about a half second out, but you know, we might see some action next lap here if Baz can really close it up to Tilt now, who is starting to struggle a little bit on those 21 lap old hards.
I think we may have hit the limit. So about 20 laps is what we feel like those hards are going to be about, have the best grip before you start slipping and sliding all over the place, as you were saying before, Chris. So hopefully, so that should be lap 34 that a friend may be in trouble with his tires. And that's maybe where we'll see Baz start to pounce here, as Baz is in DRS range for nothing but tilt. Unfortunately, won't get it until we hit the start-finish straight.
Yeah, we'll get DRS here, Baz, as... Well, I mean, the way he's closing up probably gets him either in the second straight. Might even just try to do it now. He will have overtake enrichments to use, but we'll just wait for his moment here. He comes through into the first corner, catches up to nothing but Tilt now. Will be in his slipstream, and Tilt having no DRS. Let's see what he can do, as Baz just slowly but surely closing up the gap here. This third corner going to be also critical if he wants to try and maybe fight into second position, but nothing but Tilt just a fair ways away there, and he's going to continue to deny Baz a podium for the moment.
Yeah, well, I feel like nothing but Tilt has to come into pit pretty soon, as well as what should we call it? As Flying Finn as well, because they're both, you know, starting to hit the limits of what their tires can do in terms of grip. So may see them head into the pits pretty soon, as High will get a 3-second penalty for track limit violations there. Not exactly what he was looking for, trying to make his way from 6 into, but looks like Flying Finn has gone into the pits. We'll switch to the softs to finish out this race, but it's going to lose a lot of track position.
And that's very easy overtake for Paz there to get into second place. 15 seconds now behind a friend, but that gap should be enough for a friend that we don't have a late safety car or even just his tyres really hitting the cliff. That should just be enough of a gap here to hold on to first place. So our pole sitter more than likely going to take out the race, although it wasn't a clean one for the most part for anyone really. A lot of the dramas, a lot of collisions, a lot of safety questionable things happening behind the safety car, but I'll tell you what, I'm actually surprised we've only seen 5 DNFs so far. With all the spins, you would have thought it would be a fair few more.
Yeah, but doesn't look like it. And the thing is also, Baz just needs to get within 3 seconds of a friend here, as a friend does have that 3-second track limits violation penalty happening for him. So Baz, he effectively needs to lose 13 seconds of that lead, but he is just currently sitting at the 16-second mark. May get it into the 15 seconds, but it doesn't look like it. As a friend, I feel like he's just using everything here to try and keep Baz off his lead, as he has...
Yeah, look at what DRS he has.
Yeah.
He's just really trying to use as much of it as he can, but I mean, just look how little's left now. He's not too careful. He might just run out, and yeah, that's gonna be some dramas for him here. But yeah, as we enter the 31st lap here, 5 remaining on track. A friend just keeping that lead to a 15.8 at the moment on track, 12 on the timing sheets. But yeah, this is really just looking in to be a victory here for Haas, who do have a front low rock out, but after some incidents with an AlphaTauri, well, that 1-2 was quickly evaporated.
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends. Also, it feels like a friend as well, as Tico will get a 3-second track limits violation as well. Feels like he's starting to lose grip on those tires. It's 17 laps in, and he has been pushing really hard on that. So you have another 3-second penalty here for Catalog.
He has a 9-second penalty now, so that still keeps him in 11th, but Racing Point, after having a really good qualifying session, looking like they might not grab any points here, as that extra 3 seconds, he now has to overtake Midnight and put a gap on. He does overtake Midnight here, but there are in a bit of blows here. Can Catalog keep it locked in? Yes, he will. Just does enough past the 3rd corner. Now he's going to have to try and skip away here from Midnight. Needs to build a 3-second gap, and that will secure at the very least 1 point for the side of Racing Point, as High gets yet another 3-second penalty now, and that actually drops him all the way down to about, well, pretty much 9th.
Definitely has a what? Oh. It looks at somebody going down the straight and see, like, you know, the signs popping out. I thought it was some reason I thought it was a Racing Point flipping over the barriers. I'm like, oh god! But no, it wasn't. Well, Catalog sets the fastest lap here.
Yeah, so he's already getting close to that 3-second margin he needs over Midnight to secure himself 10th position. Even if he catches up to Tico, given that he needs to build a 6-second penalty on top of that. This is probably going to be where he wraps himself up here, Catalog, with a 10th place, which for Racing Point, really bad considering where they qualified, but they will take the points happily, knowing that, well, the likes of AlphaTauri won't be grabbing anything. So
yeah, it does seem to be, as Paz keeps getting
Oh, yeah, that ends his chances there. That 3-second penalty just equalizes out the gap. He is starting to close the gap a little bit quicker now, but even with that 3-second penalty, it was going to be very hard for him to catch up to a friend in time. So unless a friend bins it in the next few corners, this is probably how things are going to end. But at Midnight, he actually cops another penalty here, and well, that just equalizes him out with Timmy. But Andy Root might just seek himself into 11th spot. He won't be good enough for points, but I think he'll be happy with that after starting from back of the grid.
A friend feels like this Grand Prix is his. He has 3 laps, effectively 2.1 laps left here. Headed to the last corner. He will start his 34th lap, and with a race with such controversy, action, and carnage, you'd feel like we've been spoiled in our first week. I thought, our time, we were spoiled for choice with our preseason week. Well, first week with all our drivers in this, we do have a yellow. It looks like
Scotialess
has beat it in Sector 3. On my screen, he
got very lucky not to have crashed into the pit wall and destroy the hopes of Renault from getting any points. But let's just see how he has 3 seconds, so yeah, but front ring damage, that probably means Cadillac will pick up 2 points instead of 1. As a friend has left the session here.
Oh, Biggie Man just dropped. Which means it's AI time, and immediately look at the time that Baz is starting to gain on him.
But can he gain 13 seconds in 2 laps? We'll find out soon enough. Where is Baz? He's just swinging his way around the final corner now, and yeah, that time really starting to tick down here. But can he get 6 3/4 seconds a lap here? It's gonna be hard, but what's the AI level again? Is it 40?
I think so.
Yeah, so that should just be enough for a friend to hold on. Like, if this was even 20 or 10, that should just have enough.
I don't know. You still got to take into account DRS as well.
Yeah, but remember, that's only for 1 second though, so I mean, Baz is really closing it up here, so this might actually be doable for him, but does he run out of track and does he run out of time? We'll find out as we get towards the final lap and a half here. The time's really starting to tick down, and well, that 14 second gap has quickly turned into an 8-second gap. He might just be able to do it here.
Yeah, I feel like he will be, but he has to be next to him at the start of this next lap as a friend. Well, friend say, Robo friend is going into that last corner now. Baz going into second to last, and it's already down to that 6.5. He maybe just be able to do this, but
he needs to be perfect though. Absolutely no mistakes. This has to be a qualifying lap from Baz as we begin the 36th and final lap around the Spielberg ring here. Skoloski gets a 3-second penalty, but the only fight that matters is at the lead here as the Baz brings it to a 5-second gap. A friend just makes it through the third corner here, but Baz has done that corner supremely. Swipes out half a second immediately here, and he's really starting to pull on the afterburners now. But what does he have left? He still has 20% ERS to work with here as the gap falls into 3.4, even less now. This will go to the line. Your friend AI, just hold on as they both enter the final sector of Baz. He closes the gap down to 2.5, even lower now. He gets a straight and 2 more laps to catch up. Can he do it? There's a yellow flag in sector 2. It's going to come down to the last corner as Baz makes it in.
No.
But a friend, he might have just done enough here as he sees a checkered flag, and a friend will win the first race here in Austria. A Baz
my God.
5 per second, but he's a tad too far back to catch up to the AI. Flying Finn, he's now in 3rd place, but he does have a penalty to deal with. Will Nothing But Tool have enough to grip onto a podium? Yes, he will, as Formal won't be able to get up to 4th as well. He finishes in 5th place. Tico, strong race in 6th. Basic should have been a lot more in 7th. Catalog finishes in 8th. Hyde 9th. And Midnight might just be able to find himself in a points-paying position here, but how much penalties does Does he have? Will it be enough for Andy Ritter to come through? Yes, he will. He nabs the final points-paying place.
Oh my god, what a final lap that was. A race against time for Baz. And you gotta feel like that this was just an absolute barnstormer. Baz will be kicking himself that he had that 3-second track limit violation penalty there, as driver of the day will be going to Flying Finn. He did manage to get himself up into third position. Actually, fourth, I think, as says, yeah,
Well,
the fourth,
yeah.
as a friend takes a selfie with the crowd. Boy, what an opening race to the season, Chris. Absolutely marvelous. We had drama, we had controversy, we had a last lap, pretty much battle royale, where Baz had to drive perfectly and still wasn't enough for the Ferrari to take out the Haas. A friend, take a bow, or at least get your Robo friend to take a bow there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Baz, if he didn't cop that 3-second penalty, he would have just had enough to get the win, but he does go pretty fast. Cadillac does pick up faster slap as well, but yeah, all props for Flying Fan. He started in 19th, he started in the back row, and even with that time penalty, he makes it all the way into 4th place, so a well-deserved driver of the day for Flying Finn. But yeah, fair few hard luck stories as well. One of the big ones having to beat Basink, really being punished by CJ Winslow for just trying to overtake. Winslow just crashed into him. Very lucky not to spin off into the home straight wall. But yeah, Winslow's probably going to be that person who gets the eye of the stewards here, because he did that twice. And while one of them was race ending for Hedinho, who was looking at a podium.
Yeah. I mean, this had... jeez. I mean, that is going to be our most intense match. And that was our first race. We're still... You know,
Yeah.
that was still our first race as well. So, you know, we still got... how many more races? Like, a bunch. But I feel like everybody has jumped in. As we should be getting some interviews at Uniboy, at Baz. Jump in for...
Well, interview, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was well, that was just something else here. As yeah, I mean, luckily we have another race on tonight as well.
Yeah, Bahrain as well.
That's gonna be at Bahrain.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting as well, especially that the first complex of corners and the double left-hander. Those are going to be very interesting. Even the that whole second sector as well, past the DRS zone, that's going to be interesting as well, heading into the third sector, where if you go for fairly low downforce, which isn't that bad an idea at Bahrain,
yeah,
you can easily just spin it and, well, take out a few cars with you.
Yeah. I think that may have happened with CJ Winslow. I think they are having a quick discussion about that right now. Maybe some heated words, but we will go to our interview with Baz and Uniboy, our first and second place winners of this race.
And I'll mute myself.
Oh, well, we're here. Yeah, Baz. I mean, we can talk to you both at the time if you're both civil. So Uniboy taking pole position for that for the first race of the season must have felt good for you. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to try and get an interview with you for a pole position, because I think it doesn't allow it, if I recall. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. So how did the car feel when you got pole position?
Car felt good. We were talking about the setup. It was the first minute and a half. It was kind of like butter on rails. And then that last lap, like every lap leading up to that was a bit slippy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Trouble in sector 2. Then the last lap's just magic, dude.
Yeah, but that's the compromise you sort of need to have in Austria, especially when you have so many straights. You need to just sacrifice downforce for the top speed. What about the race as well? A lot of drone behind you, but for the most part, you were able to keep your head above the water.
Yeah. Everyone went to a 2-stop in the first safety car. I just kept with the strategy 1 stop, and then it was good sailing from there. I
Yeah.
had a DC towards the end, but it all worked out.
Yeah, just.
Ugh.
Gee, to be honest, you need to go back and watch how much time you lost because of that AI. And speaking of AIs, Baz.
Gentlemen.
Oh my god, what a last couple laps for you. How mad are you about that 3-second track limits violation?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, first of all, I do want to say a great race from everyone. Really enjoyed it. The first time we had a full lobby with everyone.
Yeah.
So that was really, really cool. But yeah, I'm pretty devastated, boys. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I felt I was robbed a bit earlier in the race during the safety cars. I feel as if one particular Red Bull driver almost took me out of the race twice in that race. I'm very sad about that, but it is what it is. I just missed out on first. Obviously, great for the Haas guys. Still Ferrari win. Ferrari engines. Let's go. So still pretty keen for that. So we'll take that. But yeah, no, I mean, outside of that, it's a pretty good race all around. I was happy with my performance outside of that, and especially like Dover as well. I definitely put in a lot of effort. He unfortunately got a drive through. We were trying to figure out why he got the drive through. I'm not sure if you guys saw that.
He
speeding
sped,
on the safety car.
speeding. Yeah,
So he
Speeding-
probably didn't get his
speeding what?
time
Sorry,
back.
speeding under safety car. Did you say?
yeah.
That's what
Oh,
popped up in our
Okay.
race,
Okay.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when we got it, like, yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. So he kind of felt a bit screwed because of that as well. Something happened with the game. Not too sure, but
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it's still really good for us. Really enjoyed it. We came for the next one.
Yeah, just want to quickly ask you something about qualifying, Baz.
Yeah.
What's the plan to go out that late? Because he didn't really go out in the first 13 minutes, and I would probably say that might have cost you a better position in qualifying.
Yeah, I'm not too or maybe not confident's the right word for it, but I'm not big on the idea of going out early. I know a lot of the guys jump out. I mean, a lot of the track, honestly, for the first 10 to even 15 minutes was like about 12 to 15 guys out on the track at once. So for me, it's really just trying to avoid as much traffic as possible. And I was hoping, to be honest, a lot of the guys by that 10, 12 minute mark, they would have had enough. That would have been it. I would have had more open air, kind of like what happened with the preseason last weekend. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I kind of, did have to do a bit last second. I mean, I was happy with the position I was in. I know, I guess it's a bit notorious now that I do get these pole positions a fair bit in qualifying. But I'm pretty happy if I'm in that top 5. I'm pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy as long as I'm going to avoid the carnage in the midfield. I'm normally okay. Especially, and I think Red Bull, especially as well, it's a lot safer just because we have that open area on the first turn, which can stop a lot of the accidents. So I wasn't too fast about being behind people, but then they've got Bahrain coming up, and that's definitely something I'm gonna have to question, I think, going into the next qualifying.
Yeah, well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us for that interview. Any quick shout-outs?
Nah,
No, none for me, really.
just the Hat Boys back to the factory. Big up.
Friday, same Friday, I guess. Back to the factory, sort shit out. But yeah, no, I think we're all good.
No shout-outs to Bonotto there, Baz?
Or Thina Uni.
I think I'll leave it at that, gentlemen.
Alright, thanks for joining us, guys.
Cheers, guys.
I
Cheers.
think we'll take a quick break. I'll quickly ask Formal. Formal.
Well, if he doesn't give us a break, I think my laptop is literally going to explode.
Were you boys
halfway
going to give third place or driver of the day a quick interview? Or?
I just want to see how much time we have.
Fair enough.
We'll say though, Flying Finn definitely did had an absolute fighter of a day. Actually, did miss a lot of the carnage as well. I think he did cop an early pit stop because of a bit of front wing damage, if I remember correctly. But apart from that, he was able to really just get his way through the field, and he avoided a lot of the calamities that befell a lot of people in front of him. So yeah, congratulations to Finn.
Yeah, hopefully. Formal, answer me.
Max answering stuff in time. I can't believe it. But yeah, I think as Baz said, our next going into Bahrain qualifying is going to be a lot more important.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
So may take a quick break if you need to reset stuff.
Yeah, probably need some tea, you know.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so we'll take a quick 10-second...
10-second break. Bloody hell.
10 minutes break. And hopefully we'll be right back with you with some good old-fashioned Bahrain action. So don't go anywhere. Oh, wait. Crap, people, what?